I could sit here and talk about how Tom Wilson's a fucking nerd all night long. Instead, chat. Instead. Oh, I want to talk about how this game makes me want to call people nerds. The EA offices. Calmanius, no worries. Good to see you, and you're welcome. Literally anytime. I know Sin and I both have the itch for the ECL stuff to start up again. What's your take on the Obi Spear? Pretty chicken shit move on his part, too. Pretty chicken shit part on, or move on his part, too. If you're not gonna fight someone, just walk away. I know he fucking got cross-checked twice, but... does that open up the room to literally fucking uppercut a guy with your stick straight in the balls? Like, I don't know about that one, man. Anyway, if you missed it, last night we choked. President's Trophy, we lost to the 8th seed in 6 games in the first round. There is a chance that we're never gonna win the cup. The AHL team is moving on, which is great. I can't say I care. Wow, they might be going all the way to the Calder Cup final. Indeed they are, so the AHL team makes another Calder Cup final. Glad to see a 65-win team doesn't always choke. That said, we're 0-2 down. Holy mother of God, I spoke too soon. We just got swept in the fucking Calder Cup. I hate this. We just got swept in the Calder Cup final. Winnipeg won the cup! What? Well, at least we weren't the only ones to get fucking dunked on by the lowest seeded team to make the playoffs. Holy shit. Winnipeg pulled in LA and won the fucking cup. Are you ballsing me? They were the lowest rated team in terms of success to even make the playoffs. Shout out to Dallas's AHL team, though, that won the Cup. Spenny, thank you for the 4. Holy shit. They beat the Islanders in 7, after beating the Sharks in 7 and the Avs in 6. It's now been 3 years since we made the final. 2 out of the last 3 President's Trophies. AHL team, by the way, it's now been over 5 years since they won the Calder Cup. But you can see now how many times we've been the regular season points champion and how many times we were the top team in the Eastern Conference. And it all means nothing. Ekman won the Hart, and then he disappeared in the playoffs. Sounds about right. Legacy won the Calder, and then he disappeared in the playoffs. Rantanen won the Jennings. Alongside Billy Bird, Fox, thank you for the bits, indeed. NHL 21 for the moment. Apparently we had a scam train going. Thank you guys for that. Ekman won the Ted Lindsay and disappeared in the playoffs. I don't even know what to say anymore. Barlow essentially won the equivalent of the Jennings. What a disappointing season. Correction, the season was great. The playoffs were a nightmare. And unfortunately, the statistical growth is gonna screw us contract-wise. And the system, Sergei Fedorov improved. I mean, we got some pretty good improvement. Barlow's going to be pushing for an NHL job next year. Suhnen's looking a lot better as well. Aside from that, no one else is close to NHL level yet. But hey, at least some players are improving. To the draft we go. Now, I know a lot of people would have been calling for, hey, just go to, NHL 2K10 tonight. But I need to see how screwed this team is. Alright, I need to know. Capo Caco retires. Ellie Tolvanen as well. Lucas Raymond. Thought I selected forwards. Dawson Mercer. Connor McMichael underperformed. Defensively, Heiskanen, Boqvist, Merkley, Ty Smith. For the goalie, Shogard, Skinner, Talon, Boyko. God, that is how far into this we are, huh? We lost Aino Nermainen. 33 years old. 4th round pick back in 2025. He has been an AHL staple for us the past 6 years. Hadn't played for us since 2032. It's a shame he's on the way out.
Taste the biscuit.
Warrior dropping another gifted.
Taste
You'll
the
love to see
goodness
it.
of the biscuit.
You'll love to see it. Oh, goodness. All right. To the draft we go. There is a little bit of pressure on us to do well here. Because, again, there's a very good chance we're going to lose core members of this team. We have over the past 2 years anyway. Although Dorian Rosehill, if he's great, that would help. But yeah, there is a very, very good chance that we are going to lose some good players again. I mean, we keep losing guys like Oberg, like Geisberger. That's just kind of the stage of this series that we're in right now, where we're having to depend on rotation to actually stay relevant. So goalie-wise, there are 2 guys on the board. Braden McClement, 5'11", Marty Turco-esque. He probably is, well, I mean, we know he's a medium elite, but he's going to absolutely suck. And then there's Elijah Knubel, who's 6'5" at 19 years old. Mike Smith comparison, tough to say. Tough to say with those two. Defensively, what do we have? Yuri Kozanov, couple of Bs, 4 years out. Per Lundin, couple of Bs. Ollie Kerman, couple of Bs, no weaknesses. And then Dorian Rosehill. I mean, if we take a defenseman, it's Rosehill. And then for the forwards. What do we got? We have Copeland. As if drafting... Well, Robitaille comparison's interesting. As if drafting a Copeland worked out for us before. Dimitrakos. Pavelski comparison. Quentin Schroeder. Or Schrader, perhaps. Rafael Cote. There's no one really jumping off the page here. Rodrigo Jarvis. Phil Kessel comparison. What about Zacharias? So there are a bunch of players here where it's just, it really is tough to say just how good they're going to be. Rodrigo Jarvis looks to be the most interesting one. There's a chance, by the way, that he could be a sniper. Now again, just because I know he might be a sniper doesn't mean I'm not allowed to take him, because he's listed as a grinder. So if we take this guy and he's listed as a sniper, that would help this team so much in terms of the chemistry. There is the medium elite goalie, but goalie-wise we're good. There is this defenseman in Rosehill. But again, taking defense right now does not help, although we do need extra defensemen. I'm going to rule out the goalies for this pick. I think it comes down to Rosehill or Jarvis. Honestly. It comes down to Rosehill or Jarvis. We take the near guaranteed medium elite defenseman, who has a ways to go, or we take Jarvis. The only issue with Jarvis is it also says he's 3 years out. Deeds, if you're gonna be going with My Chemical Romance lyrics, can you not go with their most overplayed song? They are more than just the Black Parade, damn it. I'm gonna go for Rodrigo Jarvis. Honestly, because I'm hoping he's a sniper. He's not even a medium top 6. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Alright. That's great. I mean, he does have that Phil Kessel shooting category. He does have that Phil Kessel shooting category, so who knows? Holy shit. There are going to be so many people we just missed out on. So many people that we just missed out on. Rosehill was only a medium 4, so that doesn't even hurt that much. Let's see. Zacharias was a medium 9. Kerman wasn't that good. Schrader was a medium 9. Honestly, we didn't do that bad from the looks of it. Copeland was a medium top 6, but he's a 61. Why do power forwards always have better snipers? Or better shots than snipers? Good question. Honestly, we didn't do that bad. Most of the guys available ended up being medium 9s. Holy shit, we actually didn't do that bad. There was the medium 6, but I think we ended up with the better option, guys. How bad is this draft gonna be if I thought I screwed up that pick in the first round and it turns out we didn't? Now, McClement we were looking at in the first round. He's still on the board here, which is nice. Again, he's gonna have a brutally low overall, despite being a medium elite. Let's see who else we have on the board here. We are at the stage where I really don't need to factor in any more goalies unless it's quite obvious that they're going to be great. This is a very heavy goalie draft right now, though. Holy shit. Forwards. Tyrone Vickers, A- in physical. 19 years old. Tyson Longa, B-, okay. He's probably better than Vickers. He's an overager, too. Alavara. Okay. Interesting. What about Cizikas? I'll probably go for Tyson there. Even though Cizikas... Well, Cizikas is younger, though. Cizikas also can't skate. For the defense, who did we have? One dude, Corey Dundas. The Dundas. Not that great. And then there's 1,000 goalies, including McClement, who again is going to have an incredibly low overall. Esteban Johnston won't have the worst overall in the world. I know the timer's there. Knubel, Shattenkirk, all about the same. It's tough to say that any of these goalies are going to be incredible. And again, looking at our goaltenders, we really don't have the time to wait for anybody to develop. We really don't. When it comes to the goaltending, again, if it's not Rantanen, Bird, or Barlow, we're screwed. Right? Like, one of these three has to be the goalie that leads us to a cup. I don't think it's worth trying to draft another goalie. Could be famous last words, but they're all young enough as well that we should be fine. Defensively, we're stacked, but I don't know who the hell we're going to be able to hold on to. The obvious pick is McClement, but I don't think we can go for the obvious pick. I get Alavara out of there for the moment. Stormy, what's up? I am doing quite well. Let's see. B. Let's see. So Cizikas, even. Longa, Cizikas. It's a tough call. This guy does like to block and dump the puck. I'd probably go for Cizikas if I were to take a forward. And again, for the defense, there's nobody. And then for the goalies, there is just this crapshoot of 1,000 goalies who could be worth drafting. And honestly, Johnston looks like he's probably the best. Although this dude is a 4-year ETA, we should be fine. Michael Allen, despite the fact he spells his name incredibly awkwardly, would be my bet to say who is the best goaltender if he were to be a medium elite. Why is the little goalie? I don't know, man. That's still something that happens. Like, it's going to take McClement forever to be ready. But he is 17. Problem is, I just don't have faith in Cizikas to actually be good, but I don't want to miss out on him. Alan, if you could actually be a medium elite, that would be great. You would be so much better. So much better starting than McClement. Plus, McClement is so undersized. I'm just going to go for McClement. We'll play it safe. When in doubt, take the goalie. He is a 47 overall. I mean, obviously, we knew he was going to be that low of a pick. Letty was a 48. Allen, I fucking told you, man. I told you Allen was going to be better. He's 11 overall points better. I just couldn't guarantee that he was a medium elite. That sucks. We went with the safe pick, though. I really didn't trust anybody. Vickers was a low 6 grinder. Booth was a medium top 4. Cizikas was a medium 9. I really didn't trust anybody there. Olivar is a 64 low top 6. Knuble was a medium elite as well at a 60. So we went with the only goalie that we could guarantee was a medium elite. That was just a rough spot where we really didn't need a goalie. So I don't hate it. There's really no shame in going with the safe pick there at all. But goddamn, I really don't need another goalie now at this stage. Like, please, game. I need some help in other positions, please. Please, 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 please. Potential enforcer in Francisco Hill. Another enforcer defenseman would help quite a bit. How about an elite enforcer defenseman? Phil R., what's going on? For the goalies. Erickson, hello, Heberlein. Confirmed fringe, though. Neuendijk's pretty close to being a confirmed fringe. Same thing. Just take the goalies if there's nobody else. For the defense, Sven Rensfeld. Take Rensfeld over Oliver. Nichushkin looks like shit. Francisco Hill might, in fact, be an enforcer. We might have to go for one Francisco Hill. Having another enforcer defenseman would be great. Tyson's still there and still a very intriguing prospect. Dwayne Moss isn't that bad. Ladd looks sick. Smith Pelly, not bad. Alright. We're definitely not taking a goalie. Defensively, I think it comes down to Hill just for the fact that I really need an enforcer defenseman. And then for the forwards, I think it has to be Ladd. It would have to be Ladd. Smith Pelly's not bad, but... So, guys, we have a decision to make. What are you thinking? Do we go for this potential enforcer defenseman? Or do we go for this guy who can't skate or play defense worth a damn, but looks pretty sick in 1 gram, Ladd? I think we got to go for that enforcer defenseman, right? Just for the fact that enforcer defensemen allow us to have a top-notch coach who works with the forwards. That's why we've done so well this year. Well, the past couple of years. I'm leaning towards Hill. Martin Jones allowed 3 on 8 shots. I mean, if you're a Sharks fan and you're expecting anything better, that's your fault. I mean, Ladd had such a good point total, too. Hill won't be available later, will he? Actually, if Hill's available in the next round, we're okay. Hill might be available in the next round. We might be able to pull off the double here. I'm going to go for Graham Ladd from the North Bay Don't Call Them Borks Battalion. 66 low top 6. I hate that potential, but that's a damn good overall. And indeed, Hill should still be here. And he is. Oh, thank God. Well, it's a good thing we checked. It is a damn good thing we checked. Is there anybody... I wish that potential was better. I would have preferred a freaking medium 9. Is there anybody here that can potentially convince me to not take that defenseman with the next pick No, there is not. So we'll take the potential enforcer. I really do need him to be an enforcer, Francisco Hill. And that was a waste. And that was a waste. To the 5th round we go. Do low 6s ever pan out? Sometimes, but it's a rarity. It is a rarity, unfortunately. See, this dude's 4 years out at 18. Mary Ross. I guess we'll just pin everybody that's available here. Madden did a thing and it was good. Did you see? No, I didn't. What did Madden do that was a good? I'm intrigued. I haven't heard anything positive about Madden in 20 years. Just about. Alright. This is the part of the draft where we decide who we're taking the rest of the way. They fixed trade logic and it actually makes sense. Did they really? Well, it's a shame we're on such an NCAA kick if it might be worthy of actually playing again for that reason. We do have a low elite gem of a defensive defenseman in Sam LaBarbera. That is promising. Got this grinder I gotta look at. Okay. Let's call a timeout here. We have 3 picks left in this draft. It has been... I saw someone trade Stafford in the first for Lamar. Okay, maybe it doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, it would based off of Stafford's value, which is probably overhyped, maybe. For the goaltenders, there are a crap load of them, including a Frenchman and Bryson Conacher, but no one's really worth it. You're down in the 400s, so you won't actually be that good. There is Betts, Zikoff, Fitzgerald, and Swalmainen. All of them are 4 years out. 921 for Betts in the O. Zikoff kind of sucked in Russia. Yeah, I don't really believe in any of those goalies. For the defense, I mean, we're definitely taking LaBarbera. That makes 1 pick pretty straightforward. Oh boy, a lot of these. Good old Per Person. 20 years old. Did he have to be a low 6 though? I might take him anyway. How the hell is this guy a low 6 potential? Are you shitting me? He just had to be a low 6. But look at these potential attributes. How is he a low 6? That is some bullshit. And then for the forwards. Is there anybody? Jeffrey Devon looks decent. Barrows, pretty rough. Can't say I'm really impressed with anybody here. Cool. So in terms of the players I have on the board, then it's got to be Persson or Devon. To be honest, I'm gonna take Persson, and we'll look for LaBarbera and somebody else. I know this guy's a low 6, but I'm taking him. A 60? How is he a 60 with those grades? Fucking what? Okay. His defensive awareness is somehow worse than his skating. Figure that one out. Figure that one out. Nothing about that dude's scouting report lines up with the end result. Nothing. Fuck that. We know we can get LaBarbera in the 7th. I have no idea who to take here then. Or in his senses an A. I think so. They were pretty close. Let's just take this Ribeiro guy and hope for the best. I'm done with this draft. He's a medium bottom 6 power forward. And then in the 7th round, it is clearly going to be one Sam LaBarbera, who is a 50 low elite at 17 years old. So that's a pretty damn good pick. For the most part, that draft was pretty rough. Let's be honest. Call a spade a spade. And unfortunately with this team, the hits just keep on coming. Morales is up, and if this guy walks away, I am screwed. Josiah, for the love of God, don't retire. And don't walk away from this team. This is now pure torture to have to sit here and offer him the max amount of money, knowing that he could still retire. And if he does, then they are screwed. So that's great. Oh boy. Look at that lovely record. Just gotta keep on scrolling. There we go. Beautiful. How there isn't a button to say max offer is beyond me. It's beyond everybody. Let's be honest. Something I've asked for I think 3 years now. I think 3 years. Scout on expiring deals. Don't really care. To the contracts. So again, we are looking to be in a rough situation. Rantanen's up to an 85. Fairly obvious, we got to qualify him to start. And if he were to leave, it's not the end of the world. Gregory Sharp, 3rd round pick in 2033. He's just never going to make it. He's only a 72 at 24 years old. We'll go ahead and drop him. And that way we can sign Cardwell or Shingtime next year. So, Rantanen is looking for $6 million. Don't know if we'll be able to re-sign him. We have to qualify Zagrapin. We have to qualify Lilia. And aside from that, it's do we sign a bunch of shitty players? For the forwards, there is nobody we can qualify as an RFA, basically, outside of Falk and Vatanen. This is going to be a disaster. This is going to be an outright disaster. Okay. For the defense, we have one. I mean, I have to try to sign the UFAs if I can. Saprikin wants $7 million. We might be losing Vladimir Saprikin here. We might just have to let Vladimir Saprikin go. Byzantine, he's not looking for that much. We got to try to hold on to him if we can. Nicholas Dansk, who I thought would become more of a player for us. We can't really afford to let him go. Abdocator, we have to sign him basically to whatever the hell he wants because I cannot afford to lose these two enforcer defensemen, he and Devereaux. Glebov and Day, we might as well sign to their ELCs. There's no reason not to. I just need bodies on the AHL blue line. Oh, De Gea, what's going on? We're stressing. Joe Byer has to come back. He's looking for like an Obi-like contract at this stage. Ekman's gonna want the Earth and the Moon. Yep. Try to go 12 million even for Ekman. Again, we have 87 million to spend. Everybody else we're gonna hold off on for the moment. Let's see, Lucas Boyce. 4th round pick in 2036. No real reason to sign him. And then there is Antti Koivisto. Might as well sign him. You never know. Low top 6, Olli Vitanen. The Vitanen. We'll go ahead and sign him to his ELC. Tara Tukin will sign him to his ELC. Kovacs. This will bring you back. Goltsov. Why not bring you back? Boom. Valentenko. These are guys who might have to play 4th line minutes for us next year. Malkin. What's Vatanen looking for? Dirt cheap. What's Falk looking for? A little bit more. Christensen. Dirt cheap. Gregor. Gregor wants to get paid. So does the likes of Talixon. Okay. I think we're going to prioritize Saprikin on defense here along with the forwards. See if we can go at like 6.9 million for the memes. Let's advance a day. Thank God Morales accepted. I thought he rejected. So we keep our coach. Thank God for that. We had a few people reject their contracts, but for the most part, everyone's back. So again, goaltending-wise, right now, we're fine. We'll leave Cardwell unsigned because the AHL goaltending will probably be Barlow and Peterson again. 66 million left. Gotta try and lock down Byzantine here. The old Byzantine Empire. We'll see what happens with the 2 RFAs since Saprikin re-signed. And then for the forwards, buyer rejected, which scares the ever-loving hell out of me. Bump it up to 10 million. Legacy. How much money is he going to look for? That sounds about right. How much money is Niedermeyer looking for? This is going to be interesting to see how this works out. This is very, very, very scary right now. Some of these guys could take slight discounts. That would be great. Thank God Lundin doesn't want that much. Janik, I don't really want to let go of you, but you are looking for an absurd amount of money, but he's been so good for us. Like 6.8. Cameron Carlton, people are going to be calling for your head at this stage. Let's advance a day. A lot of people just re-signed. 35 million left. Our top 5 forwards are all back. The defense is settled aside from the RFAs. You got Rantanen, guys. It's not a mod. It's literally just a roster file. So in terms of the goal songs, it'd be no different than the ones that I've had for 2K10. Okay, 35 million left. We should actually be okay here to pretty much re-sign everybody. I think we got it. Now again, Rantanen wants a shitload of money. So Graffin and Lily are going to want a shitload of money, but I think we're going to be okay and that we're going to be able to make this. Let's focus on the other options first. So Rantanen, let's go for like 4.5 for you. It's a little bit more than I want to pay, but it's only a little bit more than what we were paying Bobby Peters historically. This is a Grappin. Holy shit. Okay, he wants more than I thought he would. Let's go for like 10 million for this season. Lilia. Let's go for like 7.25. Those are some expensive ass contracts, dude. And then Jose Falk, we'll just go for like 1.2. Gregor. I mean, we're paying this guy maybe $2 million to stay in the AHL, but I feel like you guys would riot if I let go of him at this stage. Talixin, we'll try to get him for 1.5. And then the rest are pretty expensive. Nobody rejected. We have $14 million, and we have to re-sign 4 players. I think we'll be able to pull it off. Let's check really quickly. Carlton. Oh boy. So Carlton, in theory, is going to want about 6.9 million. Janik, in theory, is going to also want about 6.9 million. Holmqvist is only going to want 2, so to be honest, Holmqvist, just for how cheap he should be, we should try to bring him back first. And then Boyce, honestly, was pretty damn good last year. We have to decide between Boyce, Carlton, and Janik. So, Brady Boyce, last year, 34 points in a third-line role. Janik, 60 points the past 2 seasons in a row as a fourth-line power play specialist. And then Cameron Carlton hasn't quite hit the heights that he's had before. I think we have to prioritize Holmqvist and Janik. And we see where we're at from there. Both signed. $7 million left. We bring back Carlton or we bring back Boyce. It's pretty much what we're looking at. Yeah, it's one or the other. So Brady Boyce, 5-star physical category, really good puck skills category. Doesn't have a great shot, doesn't have great offensive awareness, can't really skate. He's decent defensively. And then Cameron Carlton's 32 at this point. Carlton's a much more well-rounded option. I think it's the fact that Boyce is going to want more money, which we can afford it, but honestly, I'm going to go with Cameron Carlton. Even if it's bringing him back as a fourth-line center with lesser expectations, I think he's the guy to bring back. So, Brady Boyce, 6th round pick in 2028. It sucks to let go of a grinder, but we can't lose Carlton because of the beneficial face-off. So Brady Boyce is the lone sacrifice there. Brady Boyce is the one man who will be leaving the NHL team this season. Aside from that, we should be good. The coaching staff is still pretty good as well. Is that Greg? No, it's not Greg McLeod. It's Clarence McLeod. I guess the one thing we could look to do would be... Again, I still like Grenier. Mahalik. I like Grenier for what he could bring as a coach, but we know we pretty much have our coach in Morales. I'm going to cut Sylvain Grenier. Shout out to 2004 WWE, and we're going to try to bring in McLeod just to see if that happens. I think Shell will have to change back so you don't have to look at a black silhouette of players with no pictures. I don't know, man. It's I can personally tell you, seen it with my own eyes, that people like myself, people like Tactics, for a couple of years now have directly begged the devs, please, can we at least have like a render of their in-game model as their picture, much like we have with the coaches, instead of just the black silhouette, and they haven't changed anything yet. So, one can only hope that that change will eventually be made, but I don't know, man, I'm not holding my breath at this stage. That would certainly be one of those little things that would make this game much, much better. Should be possible since Via Pro does it. I mean, in theory, though, with coding stuff, just because it seems like it should be easy doesn't mean it is. But, yeah, I don't disagree. There aren't many coach models, though. That's fair. Well, it's the first time... Yeah, McLeod rejected. It doesn't surprise me. It's the first time that we don't have to worry about any RFAs in free agency for the last couple of seasons, which is pretty nice. Alright, to the next season we go. Even HLM, a mobile game, has all the generated players. Oh, God. That's rough. That's just a rough look. Never played that game. I have had people mention it to me, though. Alright, so let's get a look at what this team is going to be for this next season. I do have to hire an AHL associate coach. To be honest, I could just bring back Grenier, or just an assistant coach, I guess. We will go ahead and offer the role to pretty much all of you, just to see what happens. Is this Jack Hughes? No, he's 61, so it wouldn't be. That's got to be Matt Duchene, though. Matt Duchene's 48 years old in this now. 48. Also, I'm down to just 14 A-rated scouts. That blows. That blows. Allow me to set up our rather barren scouting department all of a sudden. All of the sudden. We'll see where we are at. Moving forward. DEL, Extraliga. DEL, Extraliga, Ice. Imagine being in your 40s. Imagine being Jaromir Jagr and you're saying you want to come back to play on the Penguins, apparently. Now, wouldn't that be hilarious? Let's see, we need SHL and Russia. SHL and Russia. Alright, we should potentially, possibly, maybe be okay. We'll see what happens with that assistant. For now, I'll deal with menu lag not recognizing a double button press. Back over to contracts. Is anybody unsigned? Fedorov would probably benefit from being in the AHL. But I'll leave him unsigned for one more year. I mean, he developed pretty well over in Russia last year, so. Goaltending. It is Barlow. Billy Bird is out. It is now the Rantanen and Barlow show. We knew when we drafted Nolan Barlow he'd make it here. He's arrived. He takes that NHL job away from Billy Bird. You could argue have Barlow play full-time in the AHL, but that's a hell of a tandem. Defensively, it is Johnson, Zagrapin, Legacy, Lilia, Saprikin. Of course, Abdelkader and Devereaux, Byzantine and Dansk will be right back down into the AHL. And for the forwards, we have 10, 11, and 12 with Falk. Oh boy. How are we going to decide this? Christensen's listed as a fourth liner. Suhonen as a depth option. We have Talixon and Malkin as depth options as well. I think that's it. We have Christensen and Falk. Of course, we have our defensive option in Legacy at forward. I think we leave Talixon and Suhonen, as well as Malkin, who are depth forwards, down in the AHL for that better time. Just to see what these fourth liners can do in that role. So we go best lines. We go over to the defense. We take out one Lawrence Legacy. Go ahead and scratch him. Take out Devereaux for Legacy. Get Devereaux back in. Have Saprikin there. Abdelkader there. And of course, that's the defense we've been running with for many years now. This is the defense we have been running with for quite a few seasons now at this stage. Nearly indeed it wasn't. Good to see you though. Forward-wise. Who else was listed as a fourth liner? It was Grigor. So we could technically have a fourth line of all guys who are supposed to be on the fourth line. With Grigor, Christensen, and Falk. Of course, Grigor, the man of 1,000 penalty minutes. Holmqvist is a third liner. Carlton's a third liner. Janik is a third liner. Can I just have them as the third line? -1 isn't ideal, but in theory that could work. Of course, Bayer and Ekman could be on the top line. So we do know that Bayer, Niedermeyer, Ekman could work. I still like the idea of Legacy, Holmqvist, Ekman because of how well it worked. But I don't
fanboy! The man was a fanboy!
Hello, Razor Sharp. The 41 months. The beautiful 41 months. Thank you for that, sir. So we're running into a problem here. Potentially. Okay, maybe not. We might have solved it. Hold on. Is there a solution here? That's still a -1. I wanted to try and get away with this without a -1. There would be the answer. These are the exact same forward lines that we had last year. These would be basically the exact same lines that we had last year. 79 in face-offs for Christensen, but the 80 there for Holmqvist. I don't have any faith in the +1 actually being all that worth it. At least the top 6 would be exactly the same. If we wanted, we could swap Uriel Legacy with Ekman. And hopefully Ekman could just carry that line. But the Legacies and Niedermeyer, I think it's worth a shot. Like, look, this team, on paper, not that I trust Carlton as a second-line center anymore, but in theory, he should be good enough. Like, there's no denying this team is good enough to win another President's Trophy, especially with these two goalies now. This team should be able to pull that off. And the AHL team is going to be disgusting as well. Like, they're going to be so good. Holmquist isn't mine, right? Yeah. So try to get rid of that minus. I don't think I can. Well, that sucks. That -2 pretty much has to stay. Whatever, though. For the forwards, just trying to make sure that we don't have anyone in the lineup who's not supposed to be here. And then just focusing really quickly on the dudes who don't have too much of a chance to still improve.
Fanboy! The man was a fanboy!
Soft would be the dudes who are out. Pink Ninja hits 2 years. 2 whole dang years on the Prime sub. Pink Ninja, welcome. Welcome, I say, to the 2-year club. God damn. Thank you for that. 2 whole years. That is ridiculous. Thank you very much. 2 whole years, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was my setup for VIP in chat. And if it's not, well, hey, doesn't matter. Ninja, welcome. The AHL team is going to be disgusting. The NHL team is going to be equally as disgusting. It's just a matter of whether or not this team can get over the hump in the playoffs. Like, honestly, this offseason wasn't nearly as controversial as I thought it would be. Shout out to old Nicky D, dropping those 50 bits. Appreciate that as well. We are struggling to get an assistant coach, but that is fine. Like, in terms of like, oh, it's going to be difficult to keep this team together. It wasn't, ultimately. Like, it's been fine. It's been fine. We've been okay. Clearly, we have to bring in Connor McDavid as an AHL assistant coach. Clearly. Or Bo Horvat. Or Barack Besser. We shall see. Come on, Connor. Boo. Boo, McDavid. Boo. Ungrateful. Boo. Sit at home and do nothing. Boo. I don't think Brock Besser would decline, would he? Come on, Brock. Don't be a nerd. Come on, Bo Horvat. Don't be a nerd. Just take the goddamn job. Do you actually want to ever be a coach or not? Because if not, I'll go talk to fucking Matt Duchene. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do, damn it. Brock, you gotta be kidding me. Son of a bitch! I'm not paying them extra. We don't need them. We're fine. Everything's fine. So we arrive at the beginning of a new season. We play Columbus in the opener. In terms of our ratings for the season, we are 89, 96, and an 86. The best team in terms of ratings that we have ever had. They're about 2 to 3 points better offensively, 1 point weaker defensively than they've been at their peak. This team is a cup contender. But for the love of God, can we win? Like, Columbus has a 74 rated defense. We need to win this year, boys. You are running out of excuses and running out of time, most importantly. Apparently Cameron Carlton's the leader on this team. Go figure. Shout out to Craig McDonald, Suhonen, and Viitanen. Oh boy. Oh boy. Suhonen, Viitanen, where the hell's McDonald? Those guys be the leaders. Can I check to see what Dallas looks like? I can. Joe Byer is still the captain of this team, no doubt about it. Andrew Niedermeyer, you choked in the playoffs. I am giving Cameron Carlton a letter. I'm doing it. Cameron Carlton gets a letter. And really quickly, because we do have a new boy on the team. I actually think we have a couple of new boys on the team, don't we? We do. It's Jason Christensen, 3rd round pick 8 years ago. We are going to give him a chance over the likes of Talixon this year. Good old Jason Christensen with an average haircut. There's nothing too exciting going on there, huh, Jason? Well, Michael Jordan of the ice. Rocking the number 23. Gregor is back. For how long? I don't know. The man of 1,000 penalties, of course. For those who don't know, feel free to look at his penalty minutes in the past 4 seasons. Wingers, everyone is the same. Everyone's the same there. And the only other new addition is in goal. It is Nolan Barlow. Good old Nolan Barlow. Who's hiding some great hair under that bucket. It's a good look for you, Nolan. And you know what makes that look even more complete? The lovely backup mask of H.C. Olawuk. Guys, this team is set. We have no excuses. We are running out of time. We have to win. And soon. For the love of God. For the record, Dallas now has $20 million in cap space. So yeah, they're doing a little bit better. Oh, it looks like they signed more big free agents. Really quickly as well, for the hell of it, the record book. In the NHL, I don't think anything's changed. Aside from Carter Hart adding to his goalie games played list. No one new in the top 5 goals. No one new for points. In terms of people that we haven't seen before, obviously if you're not up to date, like yes, McDavid had one hell of a career. Carter Hart is still 106 wins behind Martin Brodeur. Despite playing 500 more games than him. Jake Carpenter now has 8 50-goal seasons. God damn. And for the franchise, of course, it's all about Joe Byer. Will he hit 700 goals this season? Maybe, possibly, potentially. But an incredible career for one Joe Byer. God, I am anxious for the start of this next season, but we will probably wait until tomorrow.